Oh, hi. Hi, we're going to be filming the setup tour that's been coming for just about 3 months now, and before we get into it, I want to proceed with a couple of things. One, if somehow you found this completely by accident, nice to meet you, my name is Pikkah, and all the links to find me on Twitch or on social media are going to be down below or in some kind of description, whether this goes up on YouTube or Twitch. And to those of you who will have seen me before, this won't be complete, and I will be touching on things as we go that I want to change, that I want to update, so I'm happy to do another one in some time to show you how everything's changed. But before that, we're just going to get this out because it's been way too long. So we're going to move right into it. We're going to move from the PC to the smaller things, and again, from the actual gaming setup to all the streaming adjustments. And I am going to have notes on me because, one, not great with numbers and names, and two, I did just finish building another PC, so obviously that's going to have messed with me a little bit. We're going to start with the PC, and that is a Corsair carbide. This is a 270R ATX mid-tower. In it is going to be the most standard power supply, so that's the CXM. It's 650 watts, it's an 80 plus semi-modular? Semi-modular. The motherboard, as we move on, the motherboard in there is the ASUS VP278H. In it is an Intel i5, it's the 7600K 3.8 gigahertz. The graphics card, as you're seeing, is the EVGA GeForce. It's a 1050 Ti, it's 4 gigabytes. The hard drive, which is on this chassis on the other side of the plate, the motherboard plate, is a 1 terabyte Western Digital. The memory is 2 sticks of Corsair Vengeance, 8 gigabytes, amounting to 16 gigabytes of RAM. And the fan is a single fan Coolmaster, attached on this end for some reason, now that I'm realizing it. And one of the things that I was touching on that are going to be added to this is I am on the days now getting an 850 Samsung SSD, and that's going to be a 500 gigabyte solid state drive. So that's our PC pretty much covered. While we're at it, on it sits 2 4 USB anker hubs, and I'm going to be going through what's plugged into them. In the meantime, the main monitor is the 27-inch ASUS. It's going to, the name's going to be in the description, but it is VP278H. The smaller chat monitor is an ACER, and that's K222HQL, and that's 21.5 inches. Both of those sit on a double-armed VESA mount, and they used to be a little bit different. That's as of yesterday, but that just keeps them level and above the desk. The rest of the peripherals are going to be Razer. So we have a Razer deathstalker keyboard, a Razer deathadder mouse on a mouse bungee, Razer goliathus, my normal 7.1 Razer Krakens, and currently there is no mic. So I alternated between using a Razer Siren mic and my Krakens, and then at some point in a couple of streams there will have been a Rode mic, and that Rode mic's coming back, so that will be a Rode NT-USB on a boom arm. The pop filter for that is right here. We're going to be moving on to that little shelf in a little bit. While we're here still, as far as the streaming setup and all the streaming equipment goes, the camera here is the weirdest one. It's just the best rated one that I found on Amazon. Completely random brand. It's called a Lychee 1070p. I'm going to put the link to Amazon in the description. I'm not sure if that's just UK or if that's going to be in the US as well. Again, the pop filter is completely default. It's called Inno Gear, if anybody's curious. The foam tiles are by Superdash. They're 24 polyutherane tiles, and they're 25 by 25, and they are on a polyutherane adhesive. The lights are LedPower, and again, I am just stupidly happy with those. They're like 15 quid each, I want to say, and they make up for much better lighting than any ring light and broad light that I've tried. And on the tiniest of things, there's a 60-point green LED strip glued on the inside of the chassis, so that's just for effect. The normal green screen is this one, which again is a default one from Amazon, and curiously enough, that goes here. So there's some more bits of foam on the ceiling just to disperse them evenly, and then there's just a random extension from the ceiling, which I use, and it's quite close to where the chair is, and that's kind of a bother. If you've ever seen in the stream that my green screen screws up a lot, that's because it's directly behind me, so anything that I cast a shadow onto reflects immediately, and that's the problem. But I really don't have space anywhere else to put it for light and full door. In terms of other streaming things, I do also have a direct feed from my laptop, so every time I'm streaming, I'll be taking a look at that, making sure the stream's still running, and that's just the 2013 13-inch MacBook Air. And lastly, but none the least, other than the chair, which again is just a random one from Amazon. I bought it because I sit like this, and it's got comfy bits here. Coming up on the most important bit of the room, we have Henry. Henry, which if we're ever going to have an official mascot, that's going to be him, and Henry accompanies me in my streaming adventures. So that's going to be it. Thank you if you've lived through the whole thing. I'm sure there's stuff I've forgotten, in which case they'll be down again or somewhere, or in the Discord port that comes along with it. There's going to be all the links, preferably in links on the screen, but we'll see how ambitious I feel editing. Okay, HS, I missed that. /pikkahs, that's P-I-K-K.
You missed an A.
I missed an A. See more of my face. I do stream nearly daily at twitch.tv/pikkahs, and that's Pikkahs, and I'll see you there.